This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 14. Wherefore he said, Awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Mashiach shall give thee light. So giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings unto the 144,000, as well as the rest of the elect. This Brother Tazapai here with another lesson. In this lesson, I want to go a little more into Esau's wickedness, all right? And I came across some information just today that I wanted to share, all right? And it's going into, well, as I said, the wickedness of Esau Edom in particular, all right? This Trump administration, because Trump has shown that he's for the rich, all right? And I don't know what it is, but he really gets super excited about doing for, being around, and, you know, the well-to-do, you know, which are some of the worst people on the face of the earth. Most of the people with money are the most horrid, wretched, miserable people on earth today. But this is who this administration is for, all right? Trump showed that time and time again. And now this is just, this latest move, it just really seals the deal. And this has been going on since he's been in office. All right, well, let me think this. Actually, before he took office. All right, this latest shit has been going on before Trump even got into office. So this should let you know, and I'm gonna let you hear for yourself. All right. But I want to go into this Ephesians 5 to kick this lesson off. All right. And this is speaking to us, the children of Israel. It says Ephesians chapter 5, verse 14. Wherefore he saith, all right, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Mashiach shall give thee light. All right. That light is Yahawashi. This is what Isaiah 60:1 was talking about. Okay. And it says, this is Isaiah chapter 60, verse 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi is risen upon thee. All right. The Most High's glory is his only begotten Son. Now, this is why John 3:16 says what it says concerning the children of Israel, not all people on the earth. And get this. Not even all of Israel was the Lord referring. Ultimately, yes. But initially, no. Initially, that, you know, when it says the Most High gave his only begotten Son, really that's for the elect. Because only the elect are going to take advantage of the grace given by the only begotten Son. But we know that that blessing is going to ultimately extend unto all of Israel. All right. That's another lesson. But right, it says in verse 2, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth. And this is where we are right now, where they're pulling these types of moves right under our noses, all right, and think that they're being slick. That's why the scripture said, they say, who seeth us? All right. But the Most High sees everything, and he's going to bring it to light. All right. And it says, we are in that time. The Lord said, you know, there is nothing hid that shall not be uncovered. Loosely paraphrasing. Well, this is that time the Lord was talking about. All of the lies, you know, that have been put out there to deceive, purposely to deceive by the enemy. The Lord he's alerting us to that. And this is what this is saying, all right? Because it says in verse 2, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee, all right? And that is the glory of Yahweh, well, Yahawashi himself, all right? But Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi. All right. So going back to Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15, it says, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. All right. We got to be wise. Walking circumspectly, knowing what's going on around you. All right. You see a lot of women, and I'm sure it has nothing to do with race, but more often than not, I hear this come out the black woman's mouth, that I don't watch the news. They don't want to watch the news, and they think that shit cute. Or that, I don't know what they think, but how silly is that for a grown woman? Now, she said, I don't watch mainstream news. I respect that. But they ain't making no distinction because they don't watch any news, period. They live in la-la world. Okay? A majority of all women live in la-la world. This is how they can demand Birkins and demand all of this stuff from us who just coming out of slavery. Bitches, you stupid? For me to spend $100 on the purse is you fucking stupid. Let alone these niggas be spending 10 grands. These rap niggas 100 grands. For a bitch to have a purse that'll be out of style next year. And then that same stupid person that'll spend money like that will talk about generational wealth. But I'm saying this in light of the scripture, all right? I don't want to go off on a tangent, but our people do not know what's going on in the world, all right? Because if you did, you wouldn't be hollering about Gucci, Louis, Birkin, none of this other stupid ass shit that y'all talking about. Y'all be like some of these crackers. Try and get underground somewhere because y'all ain't got no help. 2/3 of you Negroes, Latinos, and you Native Americans, you ain't got no help. You might need to take that Birkin money, invest in some storable food. All right? You might want to take some of your shoe money, your shopping money, your vacation money, and invest in some storable food. Get you some silver coins, some gold coins. All right? You might want to do that. Instead of out here just frolicking in stupidity. And got our men in the same spirit. Out here frolicking in stupidity and ignorance. Running behind a bitch. And anyway, this is what this lesson is about, all right? Walking circumspectly, there is an investment group or firm, if you will. It's titled Acre Trader. And this has been going on. I just found out about this today. I had to speak on Acre Trader. Of course, I'm going to do my leg work. This is just the prelim to put this out, get this information out. I just heard about it. So, I got about as much information, well, as y'all gonna have after you see this video, if you hadn't heard of it already. So this here is from, this might be, okay, Quick Eats. It looks like, I can't see shit. I don't know what that says up there. Something Eats. But the title says, J.D. Vance funded Acre Trader. And you got a lot of this going on in the Trump administration. Let's not forget, this man, including himself, I believe the number was 13. I believe it was 13 billionaires in his cabinet alone. 13, and that alone should tell you everything you need to know about Donald Trump. But remember when that glitch happened with the stock market, and it dropped a shitload of points. And we reported on that on Thursday Live, me and the priest, Karab Bad. And I forget the stats, but yeah, the market took a heavy plunge, and then it came back online like 12 hours later, or however many hours had passed, and it came back online, and lo and behold, the filthy rich made even more money. And Trump had these two billionaires, they might be trillionaires, but he had these two billionaires in his cabinet and was bragging about it. He said this one made 3 billion, and the other one made like 100 something million, hundreds of millions of dollars, and one made a couple of $1 billion just in that short time from that glitch. And it was either a glitch or the market did a legitimate crash. I forget. You can go back and look, but Trump was bragging. And so the news was coming out the next day was this insider trading, because these millionaires, they have the inside scoop. And then they have these algorithms that can damn near predict what the market is going to do. Well, here this is talking about, all right, this is talking about an investment firm, if you will, that was not made privy to the public. And I'm going to show you why in just a second. But you see, J.D. Vance, your vice president, he's heavily invested in this Acre trader. Now get this, it said the real estate platform streamlines investing in U.S. farmland. Investing in U.S. farmland. How about the U.S. invest in U.S. farmland? Because we know systematically that the feds have stopped subsidizing, helping these farmers so that their farms could tank and go under, become unprofitable. All right? So now they're coming through, buying up all Bill Gates, buying up all of this farmland, proxies for BlackRock. You think Bill Gates is going to give a damn about farmland? He's really going to farm the land. He's going to be out there on this tractor and the straw hat farming his land, or even paying people to farm his land? No, he's just a puppet figurehead for BlackRock. And now BlackRock is selling this shit on the market, and you're about to find out who's the buyer, all right? And you're about to find out who's the major buyer here. So this is the real estate platform streamlines investing in U.S. farmland. Now farms are fast becoming a portfolio staple for investors worldwide. Not here, but worldwide. That's what I'm saying. I'm just now hearing about this. I know this was not made public. It's like one of them blue chip things that's only offered to the elite. And you could check this out. Look at the date. Before Trump even got into office, before J.D. Vance was probably even nominated to be Trump's running mate. This was dated September 18th of last year, 2024. All right? And it says some of the most pristine farmland in California can be yours, at least by proxy, in just a matter of minutes. That's the promise that Acre Trader, a company with the mission of simplifying investing in valuable U.S. farmland, makes to prospective farmers, financiers, prospective financiers. Now, how many Negroes, including myself, would love just to have an acre of farmland? I didn't get offered none of this. Or even offered the opportunity to invest in any of this. I would love to grow me some tomatoes and some cucumbers. And especially some broadleaf collard greens. Not collard, mustard greens. Collards are okay. I'm a mustard green man. Even the turnip greens. Shit, even the dandelion greens. But anyway, I would love to have me some farmland. I don't even care where it is. But see, they ain't thinking about us as usual. And, you niggas for Trump, where he at? He ain't showing up for y'all. He ain't even really fucking with MAGA. You got the MAGA that's in delusion, and then you got MAGA that's looking and they like, well, where all the shit that you promised? There are those that live in the real world. You have those that are in delusion, then you got those who see things as they are. Trump is the great renegger. He's in office, as Shahid Bolson said, to mitigate the downfall of America. Mitigate is my word. He didn't use that word. I know some words too. But yeah, Trump was set up to mitigate the collapse of America. All right? To oversee this shit. And in the process, get him and his people as much money out of us as they can get. That's what this is about. All right? It says its current offerings include 83 acres of almond trees in the San Joaquin Valley, advertised as an opportunity to invest in water-secure almond orchard in the world's most productive almond producing region. All right, this property also boasts of senior water rights on the Kings River, suggesting that the land will continue to turn profit long into the future, a dream of farmers and investors alike. You see, so again, us as Israelites, we get stomped on, stomped over, and kicked aside. Stepped over. We get stepped on, stepped over, kicked aside. And all of these deals, but then they'll get in your face. See, they'll do this type of shit behind our back. But then they'll get in our face and say, well, why you just a lazy, shiftless nigga? You need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. See, they'll tell you that shit in your face. Or out loud. At least they ain't gonna tell, they might not tell you in your face, but they'll say that part out loud. But the part where we can actually help ourselves, no, they don't let us know that. But then have the unmitigated gall to tell us we need to do better. And it's the type of shit, man. Anyway, look at this video right here. It's going to explain it. And I got it at the 144 mark. See, they always do this shit, bro. I had everything queued up, and now I don't even have the video no more. It's a bunch of bullshit. I don't even see the video. I hope this is it. Yeah, this is it. So, Salaki, I got, for whatever reason, I get bad reception here. Hopefully, this video will play. I had everything queued up and then this shit.
Torn from the earth. So who are you?
Okay, minute and 44. I want you to hear what she said.
The decision of...
All right.
By a certain group of people. And so I'm always interested to see how they're going to frame things. I mentioned to you all not long ago how there was a particular episode that we had seen.
No, this bitch bugged out right here.
Root
That's it. Okay, now here we go. This is it.
As a matter of fact,
That's her.
they have about
So here we go. Salakia.
Who support Trump. That's it.
If you're wondering where all these South Africans are gonna go, don't worry. They already had a plan in place, and it was called Acre Trader. That's right. They already took the farmland from farmers who were failing. As a matter of fact, they have about 40,000 acres of
farms that people owned. All right, not government land. Some of it might have been, but farms that went under that these farmers could no longer afford to pay taxes or to keep the land, and the government came and got them. People that had been on them farms for 3, 4, 5 generations. You see? Here we go.
Land that they took from American farmers because they wouldn't give them subsidies. Acre Trader is an American real estate investment company that specializes in farmland. It says here that the company aims to increase investor access to real estate assets and provides capitals to farmers and growers to expand their business. But what they failed to leave out here is that the first investor into Acre Trader was none other than J.D. Vance. You know J.D. Vance.
And now you got 2 sources, so that's 2 witnesses. This is her, and then I showed you the article, and then there's numerous videos talking about this. You know, I just never got wind of it.
The one who's in charge of the White House with the president who is cutting all the subsidies to the farmers?
God
yeah, that
damn.
J.D. Vance.
You see how the fucking the corruption, all right? Oh, I'm going to drain the swamp. I'm going to get in the office. I'm going to drain the swamp. Yeah, you just bring in your own swamp. You drain the swamp to bring a new swamp in. You know, this shit is criminal. Teetering on treasonous. And it's never nothing. Everybody cool. Let me go to work and pay bills. I'm cool with it. Don't worry about it. You know? It's a Stockholm syndrome on a whole nother fucking level. The fuck is wrong with you people? And it ain't no goddamn Stockholm syndrome this goddamn bad.
Also failed to mention is the
Listen what she's saying.
Expand their business. But what they failed to leave out here is that the first investor into Acre Trader was none other than J.D. Vance. You know J.D. Vance, the one who's in charge of the White House with the president who is cutting all the subsidies to the farmers? Yeah, that J.D. Vance. And what they also failed to mention is the fact that the people who were investing, yeah, they were South Africaners. And guess who just came to America to go on these farms? That's right. You guessed.
And you see, that's what I was telling you. They made Moab come through the border. Because I was saying, yeah, they coming to claim they shit. They've been buying up all of this stuff all around America. Now they sneaking their people in through the southern border. And they claiming they shit. They got farmland where they growing weed to sell to you niggas. I'm talking about the Chinese. They got these grow farms all out in Oklahoma. I've spoken on that. Tens, if not hundreds of acres. So now they just take over the weed, the marijuana, if you will. And now the South Africans, so they too good to come through the southern border. They get flown in by Trump. Oh, they're suffering genocide. We must do something, but we don't do nothing about the Palestinians who going through a real genocide. And I don't give a fuck about either one of those people. But justice, all right? An injustice anywhere is an injustice every fucking where. And this is what I'm saying. People are just so at home and comfortable, at ease with injustice, with being lied to, with being deceived. It's offensive, it's hurtful. The Lord need to come back. So I ain't got no power. I ain't got no say so. But, you know, and I know the Lord probably the same way. Like, I'll be glad when Daddy say I can go. I know the Lord just is sick of this shit, you know. But the Most High is just. All right? In the midst of all of this injustice, the Most High still sits on his throne as just. So I know that this must come to pass. Because the Heavenly Father is just. You know? And so when we get to kicking ass, don't say nothing. That's justice. All right? Don't say nothing. So this man, in J.D. Vance, as well as Trump, that's why he said, I'm not even going to take a salary. Right, because you're in that, y'all doing insider trading. That's a conflict of interest. So now he's in there, J.D. Vance, and I'm sure Trump as well, that they're both in cahoots, passing policies to get them paid. And guess who suffers? You American taxpayers. You know? And it ain't gonna stop because y'all cool with it. Why would it stop? There's Betty Wright got a song. And I forget the title, but the hook go, it's hard to stop doing something that's good to you. And as Esau, he loved being the crook. He loved ripping you off, getting away something for nothing. He loved that shit. He loved deceiving you. He loved seeing you down on your ass. He loved to see you begging him for shit. So why the fuck would he stop? Y'all ain't demanding. Y'all march and beg. Y'all the most out beggingest people. Talking about you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. I never seen a people beg so goddamn good in unison as one. Y'all can't come together on nothing else, but y'all can come together to beg this goddamn white man for your basic human rights and dignities. You gonna beg him for that.
Are you sick of it yet? Are you sick of it yet? $880 billion being pulled from Medicaid so they can fund tax money going to the rich. Your farmland being taken away from American farmers and being given to South African refugees. People being human trafficked all over the United States and outside of this country for financial gain. Minimum wage is $7.25. Hasn't been raised since 2009. You can't afford health care. You can't afford your car insurance. You're probably not going to be able to buy a home anytime soon. And grocery prices are through the roof. And guess who's going to own your food now? The People's Sick Day is coming. It's going to be a Vance. Yes, the vice president.
Okay. There we go.
Farmers for Trump. Farmers for Trump. Y'all might want to get in here. I know you're going to want to get in here for this one. And have a seat while you're at it. Because when I finish telling you what I just learned, your knees going to buckle. Okay. One of the first things the Trump administration did when they got in the office was they went against all those deals that the government, that Biden administration made with y'all, with the farmers, right? They reneged on contracts. They didn't bring.
Now, again, this is, on the fly. I did fact check the Acre trader, but go back and do your homework on these stats, because, I'm not sure about, when these policies and bills were passed and all that. I don't know if it was this administration, because they all work in tandem. It could have been Trump, it could have been Biden. I'm just saying, In
the last payment they were supposed to bring in, a lot of y'all are losing y'all funds because of that
right? Because they were in need. There's this company called Acre
Now, we do know that Trump is the renegger, all right?
Trader. I've mentioned this company before. This company, one of the first investors was a guy named J.D. Vance. Yes, the vice president y'all voted into office. J.D. Vance was one of the first investors. Guess who we're investing along with J.D. Vance? South Africans. You get where I'm going? South Africans were investors, many of them.
That's a cold play. Boy, that's a cold play. And then, and ain't no telling how long this has been orchestrated. You see? And now I'm going all the way back to what they was talking about. You crackers go home, Yankee go home. All of that was the play. Talking about, oh, we're being genocided and all of that was the play. And I was wondering why now are they standing up? Why now, which is a different scenario than Burkina Faso. But I was like, well, why now? And so now I see the play. All right? You see what I'm saying? This shit is diabolical. So let me see what else.
So now fast forward to today. You guys are losing your land, right? Trump just brought and is still bringing over thousands of South Africans. You get where I'm going? He's bringing in thousands of South Africans.
I bet that whole shit was a setup, bro, from the little civil dispute that was going on in South Africa between the farmers and the whites and the blacks, to set them up for this, because Trump was quick to say how they were suffering genocide and wasn't no genocide going on.
Where you think those South Africans gonna end up? Where you think they're going? Acre Trader has confiscated, or you can say purchased, whatever. I think they say it's about over 40,000 acres. The farmers that have already lost their land. I want y'all to do yourself a favor. Drive by. Give it a little minute, but drive by and see who the new owners of your farms are. Gotcha.
See, she laughing, but she don't even know, bitch, you fixing to starve. It ain't funny. Now she think that's karma for she think it's karma for the white folks, but it's bitch, you fixing to starve. This is about famine. That's what this is about. If you think they fixing to start farming and you gonna have fresh organic vegetables still, no, this is about them having food for them, which all of this land anyway is Monsanto GMO infested. If not depleted, if not the soil being completely depleted, I wouldn't buy shit from over here. And if you did happen to find some good farmland, the Most High getting ready to cook it, But no, ain't nothing funny at this point, And this is where understanding the times come in. This is not a laughing matter. Shit. I'm gonna eat. You black women ain't gonna eat. I guarantee you. A lot of y'all ain't gonna eat. Not all of you. But a majority of you black women, Latina women, y'all gonna starve out here. And we tired of telling y'all. But we're gonna go out. Well, this is 2 Thessalonians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us. See, he's gotten an advantage of y'all. Because y'all don't know what's funny, what's not. Y'all don't know what time you living in. You out here demanding stupid shit from your man instead of that your man stand on his feet and be a man. The only thing a woman should require of his man is that he be a man. And that don't mean nagging him, but that just means support him in what he's doing. Quit nagging him about shit. If he ain't got it, he ain't got it. Calling the man broke and dusty. For what? Because we can't buy this man's bullshit for you? The scriptures say having food and raiment, be therewith content. No, but not a woman. You know, and this ain't even a race thing or a color thing. This is a woman thing that y'all today are not appreciative. Now, when you like that, and you're oblivious as to what's going on in the world, well, Satan already got his advantage over you. That's why you women gonna end up getting played and dying out here in these streets. And that's a hard way to go. You know? But anyway, it says, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Exactly. Because we tune in to the prophets. And we stay tuned in to prophecy to know what's going on. All right? And this is Esau. Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. All right? Like Isaiah 10:1. It speaks about woe to them that devise iniquity. Well, it doesn't say that, but it say, let's look at it. I'm about to mess it up. All right? Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. You see? So, the grievousness which they have, well, the unrighteous decrees are unrighteous laws. And these unrighteous laws they've written and put in the books years before they even are implemented. Decades at times. You know? There's some unrighteousness that they cooked up and schemed up in their head. You know, and now they gonna make it. Just like J.D. Vance. We just, you know, these measures been on the books. And they've been waiting. That's why you think he had invested in it before the laws came. You know, before he got into office, I put it that way. I don't know when the law came or whenever that came about. I have no idea. But it was before he got into office. So what does that mean? That there was some forethought. There was some premeditation as to all of this. And then he comes into office and start, you know, passing laws that's going to further his financial prowess, for lack of a better term. This is the shit we up against. And they say, oh, well, we just need to pull ourselves up. And now, this is a rigged system. All right? We're in an unfair fight. You know, it's like Mike Tyson in his prime, and you got a blindfold on. Come on, man. This is America and the black man. And they telling us we supposed to find a way to win. Every time someone does, you know, his intellectual property gets stolen, taken from him, or they'll just take him out and take his intellectual property. But yeah, see, this is grievousness that they had prescribed. Talking about the enemy, Esau, Edom. All right? So that they could, and they don't even want to give it to you. They don't even want to give that land to you white folks over here in America. Ain't that some shit? All that racism that y'all did toward us, and then y'all can't even get a foot up now? Yeah, welcome to the club. So it says, Micah 2:1, woe to them that devise iniquity and that work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. So you see the play, all right, which was prescribed, and then they didn't they didn't made it legal, not lawful, but they made it legal by way of grievousness, which they have prescribed. But this is the play. They're removing ancient landmarks. They're shuffling people around. What this is this is the reset. This is the reset. So now the South Afrikaners, so now I guess there'll be Central Americans now. Because all the farmland is in the Bible Belt. The Midwest, that is. So I guess there'll be Midwesterners. Oh, we're the Midwesterners. Or whatever, man, you know. But Esau had the power to do this. He's uprooting people from their homelands. I ain't talking about the Afrikaners. All right, they belong in Edom. That's their land. But we see all over, all over Europe that bringing Africans into Europe, Europeans into Africa, and everything is being switched up and moved around because this man has the power to do that. It says, verse 2, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, so they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. All right, so this is what we're seeing. Keep your eyes on this shit. All right, they're changing up the demography. Is that how you pronounce it? Demography of America. They're changing its demographics. All right. And now the next play is going to be them pushing out more and more of you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And it's already been reported. And I hadn't checked all of the reports or, do the legwork on that particular report, but they say that they're taking people from other parts of the world and shipping them to that jail in Venezuela. Because I already said, look out for that, here in America, but shit, in other parts of the world, they doing it. So that's, we're here. I don't know what you want to call it, but I see what it is. We're coming into Jacob's trouble. We're going to see it before this year is out. All right. I would even say this is the preliminaries. All right. But to the next one, Shalom.